819S, I may have lucked out. I feel like I'm really lucky today. You can see the sky is super dark. But I can get to work without any issue, without getting rained on. Definitely gonna rain harder later in the day, definitely. It did rain earlier, you can tell because the ground is wet and the cars are a little wet. I just feel kind of lucky. Got the pink bike today because this is my rainy day bike. It's still not at full power like it was after I used the engine conditioner on it. I do need to clean it out again. In fact, what I really want to do is take the head off and clean the valves out the right way and replace anything that might be damaged from the carbon. It's just a timing thing. I have one day off a week and I have plans on those days. Whoa, deja vu. Yesterday I feel like was a successful experiment in one respect and not so good in another. I don't know if anyone watched the live stream yesterday, but I used a ram mount on the front to give myself a front angle, and I really like the angle. I like the view. The video itself came out great, but I also used the Daiso, like a 100 yen stored cheap cable to connect the microphone, and I think that was a cheap cable, so there was a lot of interference. With my first GoPro setups and with when I first started trying to attach cameras to stuff, especially microphones, I had all kinds of problems with interference, with ticks and pops and static and things like that. And I guess it's a tunnel, so I had to wait for a second. Yeah, I've had all kinds of trouble with ticks and pops and stuff like that because I guess poorly shielded or non-shielded cable will allow RF interference from other things, especially Wi-Fi and Bluetooth chips. So I have a feeling if I get a better cable that I can use that front mount pointed at me more often. and I can get clear sound. So I have to look for a little bit nicer of a cable and then do a few experiments. I don't want to do the experiment in the live stream if I don't have to. I'd rather just do the live stream as good as possible. Yeah. It is middle, I guess for some people it's the middle of Golden Week. For some people Golden Week hasn't started yet. Today would technically be the last day that people have to work as far as the calendar goes for official national holidays. I could have this wrong, but I think Wednesday, it was either Tuesday or Wednesday was a national holiday. Then, I think it was Wednesday. Then Thursday and Friday are days where people have to work, and then Saturday, Sundays, and people's normal days off. And then Monday, Tuesday, the 7th is when people start work again. So I think it's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday is off. And then some companies will give the Thursday and Friday off to make it a really long weekend. And then other people will take days off prior to that so they can have an 10, 11, 12 day holiday. Man, it's great. Unfortunately, a lot of the people in my life, they have that really long holiday, 10, 11 day holiday, but their kids have school tests or they have some other kind of thing going on in their life. That Edsel is so cool. To see an Edsel when I drive into work every day is kind of mind-blowing. Yeah, they have kids that have entrance exams or things like that, so they're not actually able to travel anywhere. But I think that any adult basically enjoys the vacation time or time off, so the more time they can relax, the better in most cases. I'm about halfway to work now, so that means I might make it without a drop of rain. I do have my rain suit under my seat. I have had sudden downpours on the way into somewhere, on the way to shopping mall or something like that, on the way into work. And I've pulled over and threw my raincoat on the side of the road. To work later, and I think when she goes to work it's going to be a downpour. Brought one of my cool umbrellas to work. Just left it there in case I need an umbrella. I went to one of the bike shops. I believe it was Nidringkan, and they had. I usually don't look in this section. I was looking in the section of like promotional goods type stuff, like keychains, key holders, stickers, t-shirts, towels, stuff like that. And they had some Suzuki race umbrellas, like the type that a race queen would hold on a racetrack. And they're usually super expensive. They're like 4,000, 5,000 yen. It's like 40, 50 bucks for an umbrella. I guess if I were a diehard fan and I had the money, I might spend it. Yeah, that's not something I'm willing to spend. But I think it was something nuts. It was like 82% off or something. So I got them for like 10 bucks each. And I bought two. They only had two designs and they only had two in stock, but I picked them both up. And I have yet to use them because I think they're cool and I don't want to damage them. But at the same time, you know, they are an umbrella. They're umbrellas. So they should serve their umbrella purpose, their function in life. I do worry though if I leave them at work that somebody may end up stealing them. So that's the only thing I have to truly be careful of. Starting a little. Felt a drop, felt a few drops. Again, super grateful that I'm going to make it to work mostly dry. But I don't think that the heavy rain has started. So, great. Weather's just gotta hold out a few more minutes. Alright, I think I'm gonna sign off here. Thank you guys so much for watching. Get out there, ride safe, stay dry. I'll see you in the next one.